Two of the top teams in the Eastern Conference meet at MSU Soccer. In the Eastern Conference with 18 goals, and not far behind them sit FC Cincinnati, who have scored 16. This is the second meeting in the season between these two clubs, with the Red Bulls getting the first in Cincinnati, and now Cincinnati looks for payback in the Garden State. A great game ahead for you here at MSU Soccer Park in Montclair, New Jersey. You look at these two teams coming in as the third-ranked team is New York Red Bulls, and right behind them, since FC Cincinnati 2. You look at these two teams separated by 1 point, a win for New York Red Bulls, and they will elevate up to that top spot where Philadelphia Union sits. Meanwhile, for FC Cincinnati, a win this evening, and they will leapfrog New York Red Bulls in the standings. This being the second and final meeting between these two teams here in the regular season. FC Cincinnati coming in on a hot streak, having won 4 in a row. Meanwhile, for Red Bulls 2, they're looking to bounce back after a loss to Orlando City B by a score of 3-1. Ibrahim Kasule with the lone goal in that for the Red Bulls. Here's the starting 11 for Ibrahim Sakaya. Getting the start between the sticks. Aiden Stokes, sixth start of the season, has just allowed 7 goals on the year. Look up front. See if Julian Hall can be a difference maker up front. The 6-year-old does have 1 goal on the season. That coming earlier this year against Inter Miami. And then Ibrahim Kasule, mentioned him getting the goal last week, has 4 goals on the season to go with 2 assists. Meanwhile, on the other side for Tyrone Marshall, 4 changes from last week, the biggest one being Paul Walters, the keeper, back from loan where he was loaned out to Hartford Athletic, just came in on Thursday. He gets his first start of the year, but he did make 6 appearances for Hartford Athletic, making 21 saves. He had 2 clean sheets. Look out for the captain in the midfield, and Nico Benalcazar. First season with the club, but he's been tremendous since coming over from New York City FC. And then Chirilla, he had the goal last week in the shutout win over Columbus. New York Red Bulls 2 will come out in their red kits with the white numbers. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they will be in the white kits with the blue stripes on the front of the jersey. Noel Rold Mitchell tonight, the team's leading and league-leading scorer for New York Red Bulls. 8 goals on the season, but they do have Ibrahim Kasule, who has been productive once again this year. You go back to last season, the man had 15 goals on the year, which tied a club record. Our referee tonight, Melinda Sopka, will be in the middle, and she'll give us the go-ahead here from MSU Soccer Park in Montclair, New Jersey. As we get underway, New York Red Bulls, they like to get off on the front foot early. They will push the pace. They'll try to move the ball up the field. FC Cincinnati will try to withstand the pressure here once New York elects to attack. Here's Gutierrez. This Red Bull side coming off just their 2nd loss of the season. Mentioned these two teams met earlier in the year, with the Red Bulls getting the win on the road by a score of 3-2. Just one player playing in that game here this evening. Road Mitchell out. Davi Alexandre out for New York Red Bulls. Ramos out for FC Cincinnati as this ball is put in and just chipped off. And it'll be intercepted and sent down the field by FC Cincinnati. But the only player that scored in that last game is Ben Stitz. He gets to start up front here today for FC Cincinnati. Good ball right ahead to Castellano. Castellano taps it off. The shot with the left, and that's going to go through. And guess who it is? Ben Stitz getting on the scoreboard for the 2nd time this year against the Red Bulls. That goal coming in the first 60 seconds of play for FC Cincinnati. Nice ball over here by Castellanos, right into the path and that left foot of Stitz, who slots it by. 3rd goal of the season for Stitz. And that is the way that the visitors want to start talking to Tyrone Marshall about this game. He very much said it was a payback game, didn't want to give away goals, and more than anything, he wanted to score some goals here tonight, and that's the way to get the game started. FC Cincinnati coming into this game, having won 4 in a row and are unbeaten in their last 7. This ball played up the center. Should take that back. As this is played up. And headed back. And now sent forward here by O'Connor. Picked up in the circle. Dropped off. Here's Kasule. Kasule has numbers ahead. Trying to thread that one through. Was looking for Julian Hall, the 16-year-old. Hall made his debut last season for Red Bulls 2. Unable to find that with Sullivan. Now he does get it to his feet. Here's Jarvis. Jarvis getting the start. Didn't start last week for the Red Bulls as Sofo is knocked over from behind, and that'll draw the whistle of Melinda Sapka. In this 4-game winning streak for FC Cincinnati, they have outscored their opponents by a score of 10-3. St. Louis also coming into the weekend having won 4 in a row. Look at St. Louis unbeaten in their last 7 games. Jarvis, looping ball to the 6-yard box. Headed back into the mixer and cleared out by FC Cincinnati. Headed up and headed out across the end line. And now we'll have our first corner of the game coming for the New York Red Bulls. Omar Valencia will go over and take this corner for New York. He's been with the club since 2022. Has 1 assist so far on the season as he looks to send in an inward swinging ball. The delivery to the top of the area. Sent right back into the mixer. And we're going to have another foul here against Cincinnati. Look at this New York Red Bulls side last year, 14 wins, made it to the playoffs. In the first round, they took down Chicago, then lost in the second. But last year, they allowed the 3rd fewest goals. Much different story so far this season. They've already allowed 17 goals on the year. That's tied for 4th most in MLS Next Pro. The thing is, they can score at will, 18 goals on the season, which is 2nd best in the league. It's intended for Sabufu, but well out of play. Look at this Cincinnati side off to their best start in a season, picking up 16 points in their first 9 games. This ball driven past midfield. Sullivan will track it down as he'll relay it back to Aiden Stokes. Stokes on the season, 6 saves for the 16-year-old out of Township, New Jersey. Nearly intercepted by Sullivan. Tablante getting the start this week as he is dragged to the ground. Tablante in his first year with Cincinnati after coming over from Orlando City B. Tablante trying to bring it back to his left, lost his footing. Good job getting back into position and cutting that ball off from Sofo. Getting the touch here is Walters. Walters was on loan with Hartford Athletic. Saw 6 games for Hartford. During that time, made 21 saves, had 2 clean sheets. Was an academy player with FC Cincinnati, then went off to Northwestern. Was loaned out for the first 2 months of the season, but called back in on Thursday. This ball played up the line, but no one there for the Red Bulls. Nearest player was Kasule. Game getting physical here early between these two sides. Cincinnati last season finished 11th with 27 points. They struggled scoring goals last year, just 37, which was fourth fewest. That is not the case this year. Already on the season, they've scored 16. That's tied for third best in the league. Stitz, the goal scorer, attacking the area. Stitz with the right foot, denied by Stokes and sent out by the Red Bulls. But Stitz, confidence early after that first goal. Had a sharp angle here, tried to go back post. Had a couple options if he wanted to pass the ball off, decided to keep it himself. This ball played out wide. Intended for Tablante, but Sullivan will just usher the ball out of play. FC Cincinnati coming off a big road win against Columbus Crew, their first clean sheet of the season. Stefan Cirillo with the lone goal in that game for Cincinnati. Meanwhile, Red Bulls trying to bounce back after their loss against Orlando City B. Much different looking New York Red Bulls side in terms of defensively. Having issues giving up goals early this season. That is one of the areas that they want to fix moving forward here into the remainder of the season, as we're really a quarter way through. Talking with Tyrone Marshall about that win against Crew. Really thought it was a good performance from the group going into a rivalry game, and to get the shutout was big. Scored early, played good defense. One of the better games on the defensive side. Really liked the mentality of his team. Coming into the weekend, New York Red Bulls, they were level on points with Philadelphia, but Philadelphia getting a win earlier today, so now on top of the table. A chance for the Red Bulls to get up there if they're able to get a win here against FC Cincinnati. Sullivan goes down the line, was looking for Sofo, takes a hop over, finds Julian Hall. Hall tried to play it back to Sullivan, unable to reach him, but picked up in the process. Hall denied on the ball to Blante. But Alcazar. Short passes here by FC Cincinnati, not afraid to possess the ball as they work their way up the pitch. Tablante tried to go back heel, wanted to connect with Castellano. Poor giveaway right there by Cincinnati. Sabufu, though, loses control. Sabufu struggling this season so far, still looking for his first goal. Last season he had 8 goals on the year. Hoping he can change that here this evening. Of course, Roll Mitchell, the player leading the way in MLS Next Pro with 8 goals. Had a brace in the first meeting versus these two. Had a 4-goal game against Chicago. Hall. Triple side through their first 6 games this year. We're off to their best start in club history. Hit a couple of speed bumps since then. Hall whips one in. Through ball for Trilla. Trilla scored the lone goal against Columbus. Does have 2 on the season. 17-year-old player for this Cincinnati side. Tyron Marshall talking about Ben Stitz, the goal scorer. Really loves the maturity and the system that he's learning. He's understanding what they're looking for out of him as a player, but really trying to maximize his potential and what he brings to the table. Really enhance what he does well and minimize those weaknesses. Really looking forward to seeing how he continues to connect with this player and can hold up the ball as well. Foul's going to go against Bento Estrella, the 18-year-old. Estrella getting his 6th start of the season here today. Look at Paul Walters coming back from Hartford Athletic, also making a signing this week for FC Cincinnati as they sign a Brazilian, Guilherme Santos. He's an explosive player that Tyron Marshall's very excited for as this ball is played out wide to Blante. Has room to work with. Cuts it across. An opportunity. Oh, and it goes over the crossbar. That was a wide open look that was sent up and over. Beautiful ball across by Tablante and just up and over the crossbar. Jarvis pushing up. Send this down the line. Unable to do so. It was chopped down. Kasule. Sofo goes up the spine. Sofo to his right. Denied on the play by Walters. Good save right there. The first for Walters on the season for FC Cincinnati. Walters, 20 years old. Comes back to FC Cincinnati, where he played in this academy. Opportunity here on the set piece for the Red Bulls. Driven ball. An offside flag was up. This portion of the match is brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Lone goal coming from Ben Stitz in the 2nd minute, assisted by Castellano. Second and final meeting of the regular season between these two sides. Jabir will survey, goes to midfield. Daly popping this one up. Played out wide to the wing. Opportunity here with the left foot. Shot blocked. O'Connor, the captain, getting in front of that. Daly on the end line, looping ball. Once again, O'Connor right there for New York. Kasule will poke it up. Agedu will play it near side. Castellanos. Agedu to Schaefer. Schaefer, the 27th overall pick in this year's draft out of the University of South Florida. And becoming a mainstay in that back line here for Tyron Marshall. He's played every minute so far for Cincinnati. Nice little back heel to find Stitz. Chirilla trying to cut it back. The shot denied on the play by Stokes. Stokes with a great save. Both keepers with good stops so far, but offside flag was up. Still gotta appreciate the effort right there from the 16-year-old. O'Connor. Sofo. Jarvis crosses midfield. Has numbers ahead. Elects to go to Julian Hall. Offside flag up against Hall. And now both teams just mistiming that run to get past the back line. FC Cincinnati have allowed just 13 goals on the season. Last year they allowed 65, which was third most in MLS Next Pro, so another area of improvement so far early in the season for Tyrone Marshall's club. Daly. Tablante. Ball pinballing around. Estrella. Good effort on the little slip ball there by Kasule. Wanted to find Sabufu. Sabufu getting his fourth start of the season. Mentioned his struggles this year. Still looking for that first goal and first assist. Last year he had the 8 goals and 4 assists. Still looking for their first win here at MSU Soccer Park. Meanwhile, Cincinnati looking for their third road win of the year. Castellano. Will go outside. Service in, chopped down by Chirilla. Stitch just could not get any power behind that. Looked like he wanted to pass the ball off. Now a chance here on the counter for the Red Bulls, but they give the ball right back to Cincinnati. Service into the box, headed away by O'Connor. O'Connor, the 12th overall pick in this year's MLS Super Draft. 22 years old, out of Virginia, began his collegiate career with Western Michigan before making his way to the Cavaliers. We're gonna have our first booking of the game. I believe it's gonna go against Peter Mangione. Played into the area. Offside flag up for Sabufu. So I gave you the first player to get a booking. Castellano, 2 players on him. Tablante has numbers inside. Jarvis there to win the ball right back for the Red Bulls. Pop forward. Chance here for Hall, maybe. Agiedu back for FC Cincinnati. Drops it off for Sofo. Blocked aside by Agiedu. Sabufu. Red Bulls handed just their second loss of the season last week against Orlando City Bees. So that means just 3 teams with 1 loss on the year now. Philadelphia Union. Union will take on this Red Bulls 2 side next weekend. North Texas and St. Louis, the other 2 teams that have only lost 1 game. St. Louis, they lost their opening game of the season to Colorado, unbeaten in their last 7. This portion of the match is brought to you by Tri-State Audi Dealers. Sofo plays it off to Blante for a throw. 1 shot on target so far for New York Red Bulls. 2 for FC Cincinnati. Valencia looking for a long throw. Halfway into the box. Castellano. Castellano from Stitz. Loses possession. Jarvis. Sofo looking to turn. Sabufu. Diagonal ball looking for Kasule. Rebels will pick and choose when they want to apply this high press. They do a good job on the season of getting teams to play on their back heels because of it. Nice ball forward for Hall. Hall lost in his feet. Daly. How about the season so far for Amir Daly out of Duke? 3 goals, 3 assists, was all ACC first team. Estrella. The 18-year-old will play it to the near side, and Dylan Sullivan. Estrella nods it down. Castellano. That's Trilla out to his right. That's where he goes. Trilla gets by 1 defender. Looks to bring it back to his right, and he's tripped up, and that will be a foul. And we'll have a yellow card handed out here as well to New York. So Gutierrez will be handed the yellow card for New York. And now a great opportunity here for FC Cincinnati to add their second goal to the scoreboard. They'll be taking this free kick about 19 yards out. This is one of those tough spots, though, in terms of being able to get the ball to dip down over that wall. It's almost one of those where you'd like it about 5 yards further out. So Gutierrez confirmed for the yellow card. 3 players staying near the ball for Cincinnati. Tablante, also over there is Chirilla. Chirilla whips it in and gets the second goal of the game off the set piece. Chirilla able to bend that ball around the wall, and he puts the visitors up 2-0. Chirilla now with goals in back-to-back games. Nice little bend around that right side of the wall. Nothing Aiden Stokes could do to stop that one. A lot of times you'll see players try to go up and over that wall. He just whipped it right around the side. 3 goals now in the season for the 17-year-old. Controlling lead right now for FC Cincinnati. Cincinnati looking for their 5th straight win. Trying to do it against a team that's 1 spot above them in the standings. Estrella turns away, goes back to midfield. Gutierrez will play it out wide. Valencia trying to get rid of the pressure of Amir Daly. Kasule. Rebels trying to cut the lead to half. Have 1 shot on target, and that's really been about it. And have not tested Paul Walters much here in this opening half. Chirilla. Tablante. Foul as he hits the surface hard. We do have 2 yellow cards handed out in this game, and we'll have a 3rd.
Is it Valencia that's like furthest outside the wall, furthest wider? He's the one that like shifts over to his right and opens the lane for the shot on the outside of everybody.
So Sabufu gets the yellow card for the Red Bulls. Daly. Tablante. Tablante with a step over as he works his way to the inline, crosses it, and this is smothered by Stokes. Stokes doing a good job covering that ball up, so there's no rebound for FC Cincinnati to make this 3-0. One of the things Tyrone Marshall talked about, being strong defensively, can't allow goals against a lethal Red Bull side, and right now doing a magnificent job in the defensive third. Just the 1 shot on target so far for Red Bulls, just 3 in the game. Meanwhile, Cincinnati, 4 shots on target. Sullivan, the player down. New York Red Bulls, and he might have to come out here for a couple minutes as the training staff comes onto the field. Other action around MLS Next Pro today. Minnesota getting a win 3-1 over Tacoma Defiance. Meanwhile, Philadelphia Union 2, a win on the road as they took down Revs 2 by a score of 3-1. Yesterday, North Texas with the win over Portland Timbers 2. Meanwhile, Atlanta goes on the road and they get a win against Huntsville. Defending champs came from behind to take down Sporting KC by a score of 5-4. Crown Legacy with a big win. This portion of the match is brought to you by a hospital for special surgery. So you see Dylan Sullivan getting looked at, won a 2022 championship with Clemson. Grew up in the Red Bulls Academy before becoming a Tiger. So he's going to head off the field. Hopefully nothing serious for him, as they had a towel right above his eye. This is the lone game at the moment here in MLS Next Pro, but we still have a few more. Inter Miami will take on Carolina Core. Of course, Carolina Core, June 1st, will have their first ever home game. Not going to want to miss that one as they welcome Huntsville City to Truist Point. Coverage will begin at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on MLS Season Pass. Jarvis. Sabufu knocked over from behind, and that will draw the whistle. So let's see what New York Red Bulls do right here. Looks like Sofo will be the man taking this. Kasule will walk away. Sofo drives it on, headed back. Not out of danger, though, for Cincinnati. Jarvis crossing. Valencia to the top of the area. Sule, good first touch. Schaefer trying to send it out. And now does. Stitz had the opening goal in the second minute. Will pass it forward. Paul, just too heavy of a touch. Sofo. Jarvis. Here's Valencia. Estrella. Jarvis goes up front. Sofo to his left foot. There's 9 once again. Another solid stop by Walters from long range. This will find its way out of play. Walters having a great game here. Another solid save from the 20-year-old. Didn't have to do much. It was right near him. Just patted the ball down. Estrella into the circle. Valencia finds Kasule. Hall will earn his team a corner. Second corner of the game here for New York. Inward swinging ball set up. Oh, poor corner right there. That's one that Kasule and company would like back. Kasule trying to give the ball over to Estrella and didn't see the defender of Cincinnati in the prime position, fly him right to the corner. It's been Alcazar that was able to pick the pocket right there. Jarvis out wide. The service into the area. Sabufu. Back on the field is Sullivan, all swathed in bandages around his head. Poor giveaway right there, oh, but New York able to win the ball back. A couple of just bad passes these last couple possessions for New York Red Bulls. They started on the corner and then right there in their defensive third. Tablante. Pagedu will send it up and over. O'Connor right there for New York. Estrella. Mangione tripped up from behind. This foul will go against Sofo. Moments away from halftime. Of course, Michelle Montaigne will give us a little bit more of last week in the report here at the break, and we'll have highlights and stats for you as well. Let's look at Philadelphia's record signing. Castellano able to get the foul here against Sullivan, and another opportunity on a set piece coming for FC Cincinnati. That's how their last goal came, and we'll have a yellow card as well headed out to Sullivan. Four yellow cards so far in the opening half handed out. Tablante. Back post. Great cross back off the end line. Nice ball in here by Tablante. Just keeping alive. Jarvis. Usher to the ground. Estrella works his way out of the circle. Right now, Rebels just not on the same page in terms of linking up. Get about 2 passes and then give it away. We're going to have to be more composed here on the ball to close out the half and to begin the second. Forcing too many mistakes, self-inflicted mostly as well. Blante back in pursuit of Sullivan, gets in position. Chabert. Daly. Had a couple options, elected to go out wide. Might have been better going up the spine. Sofo goes outside for Kasule. Kasule looking to measure it up. Rebels have now allowed 19 goals on the season. The 2 that FC Cincinnati has scored here in this opening half of play, as we'll have 4 minutes of stoppage time added on. It's really been the big difference from this year compared to last for Red Bulls, is how many goals they've allowed. Last year was the 3rd fewest in the league. This year, coming into the weekend, tied for 4th most.
There will be a minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time in the first half.
Look at FC Cincinnati coming into the game. 4th best scoring team, now tied with New York Red Bulls with 18 goals on the year. Tyrone Marshall talked about payback before this game, and right now getting it. Schaefer. Schaefer's been one of those really consistent pieces for Tyrone Marshall. Mentioned a few other players, including Amir Daly, who's out on the wing. Like the idea right there from Kasule. He had Hall, he also had Sullivan making run, but too heavy of a pass. Just needs to take a little bit off that, and then he can get it to Hall. Well, right behind him, just outside of the area, was Sullivan. Paul Walters with his first start for FC Cincinnati after returning from being on loan for Hartford Athletic for 6 games. Was on a 2-month loan before returning here to Cincinnati. He's already made 2 stops. Castellano. Daly out wide. Pass cut out initially by Valencia and now headed away by O'Connor. New York in disbelief of that foul. Pushing and shoving as Sofo tripped over the player that's down for FC Cincinnati. And Alcazar that's down on the ground, and then this is where his teammates get mad. Just tap the face of Ben Alcazar with that right foot. So we'll see what happens here for Sofo. Initially, call for the foul, and then the extracurricular. A couple other players brought into the mix as well for our referee, Melinda Sopka. So Sofo will indeed get a yellow card. Five players in the book here so far in the opening half of play. Chance here for FC Cincinnati to add to their lead. Blante drives it into the area. Sofo, who's just handed a yellow. Nice little scoop pass to Sullivan. Sofo gets by one defender. Valencia. Opportunity right now for Cincinnati. Looking for that third, but cut off on the return by O'Connor. And there is the whistle to close out the first half. So the visitors will go into the dressing room up 2-0 over New York Red Bulls. In the first meeting, it was the Red Bulls who got the win on the road. And now FC Cincinnati looking to return the favor here at MSU Soccer Park as they lead at the break by a score of 2-0. Coming up, Philly breaks the hometown signing record after the break.
Messi! La pelota para que contact and a shot goal! Querida, qué golazo! Magnifique frappe! Really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol! Maxi Mesa para pegarle, Maxi le pegó. Huerta, al frente. Servicio, el tiro. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega, golazo. Amor al gol. Parte externa, va a definir Chicho.
Welcome back. Our halftime scores: New York Red Bulls 0, FC Cincinnati 2. Big news out of Philadelphia, and a milestone goal was scored last week. Michelle Montaigne has more in the report.
Fans, your New York Red Bulls return home to...
Lockus tries again! Oh my! Shot! Beautiful!
The report is coming to you this week from the city of brotherly love, where we've got a lot to love so far about this season and so much more to look forward to. I'm Michelle Montaigne, and while I'm sad to not be joining you actually in Philly, I'm happy to be with you at the midpoint in May, but probably not as happy as Philadelphia Union is to have signed Kevin Sullivan to the largest homegrown contract in the history of Major League Soccer. The 14-year-old phenom signed a deal with his hometown club and will get to play alongside his older brother Quinn as he continues to develop. So far, Sullivan has appeared in 2 MLS Next Pro matches, recording an assist in just his first 34 minutes of play. Now, being from Philly, Sullivan says there's no other place he would have wanted to start his professional career.
To start off, the Union means almost everything to me. It's my club. Watching Quinn like on the sidelines of his games, and I've just been in and around the club since I was a little kid. So yeah, this is my home, and it's an honor to sign here for my first professional contract. But it means a lot that they see the talent in me at such a young age, and I wanna prove myself and work for this club and this city, all these fans. So yeah.
While young, Sullivan wasn't the youngest MLS signing. A couple other 14-year-olds beat him to it by a number of just days. On his 14th birthday, Maximo Carrizo became the youngest after signing with New York City FC. Axel Kai is the second youngest, while Freddie Adu and Emmanuel Ochoa both beat out Kevin, all just technically 14 years old. Sullivan is one of many young academy players who have debuted in MLS Next Pro ahead of signing a first-team contract. In this league of opportunities, so many young players have taken advantage of theirs. That includes 2 from Crown Legacy FC. Aaron John and his teammate Jonathan Nianjo both scored goals for the side. In fact, 7 total academy players contributed goals for their respective clubs across the match week. Christian Diaz got on the board for Carolina Core. Out west, Aiden Hazarkani, Makai Joyner, and Colorado's Noah Strelnauer all found the back of the net. FC Cincinnati 2's Stefan Chirilla scored the lone goal in the first Heck's plausible match of the year. And speaking of that guy, he not only notched his first goal of the season, but it was also the 2,500th goal in MLS Next Pro history. A milestone moment for Chirilla and the league. And speaking of milestones, it seems like a good time to look back on a couple of the players who have made them along the way. Eduardo Blancas notched the 500th in the Young League's history back on July 10th in our very first season. Another academy player, David Vasquez, hit the century mark in Union 2's win over Fire 2 in April of 2023. And it's no surprise that a name like Remy Cabral is in the history books, the forward notching the 2,000th goal in a Rapids 2 win over North Texas SC, all adding up to give Chirilla our number 2,500. And while we've got goals on the brain, including 2 golazos from this past match week, from the Town FC's Eduardo Blancas and from New York City FC 2's Jonathan Jimenez, we're going to take a look back at some of the best goals so far through 2024. These are the top 3 goals as voted on by the fans through the 2024 season. In match week 3, Austin FC's CJ Foldry received a whopping 86.4% of the votes on social media with his game winner. In match week 8, City 2's Juan Kazane also received over 80% of the vote for his left-footed curler, and to round out the top 3 vote getters is none other than Omari Glasgow, who in the first match week of the season garnered 59% of the vote. And while Carolina Core didn't make the list of best goals so far, they did have one of their best moments in club history with notching their first win. The independent side took a 2-1 victory over Atlanta United 2 despite going down a man to get their first win in MLS Next Pro. Of course, it's also their first road victory as they open the season with 9 straight away. We're getting closer to their home opener. They've got just 2 more on the road before their June 1st home opener. They will play Huntsville City FC in front of their home fans for the first time in just a matter of days at this point. The meaningful wins continued out west. Whitecaps FC2 not only got their first on the road, they also got arguably the biggest upset win so far this season. They went to Los Angeles and took down the top-ranked team in the league, LAFC2, on the road. In a high-scoring affair, Whitecaps 2 took this one 4-3, with the game winner coming from Jay Herdman getting his first goal of the season in stoppage time, and deservedly so his first man of the match honor. Post-game, he discussed just how much this win meant to them.
It was a big 3 points away from home. We knew LA was a dangerous team. I think they were top of the table. So I think coming away from home against a strong LA side was a real big confidence booster for the team, and I think it shows the league what we're capable of as a team.
And while LAFC2 has been on top, independent side Chattanooga FC is gaining some momentum of their own. In March, CFC began their MLS Next Pro campaign unbeaten. In April, they brought home Team of the Month, and May has also gotten off to a pretty solid start. Unfortunately for Chattanooga FC, the team they were scheduled to face next, Crown Legacy FC, has been on a pretty good run of their own. And the team from Charlotte ended up with a convincing 4-1 triumph over one of the top MLS Next Pro teams, Chattanooga FC, in North Carolina. Jose Tavares' side has been one of the best teams at home, and after the match was asked if he thinks this victory will help them continue to build upon this momentum.
We understand that we start the season trying to find our place and try to have the players on the same page, and we believe that now from the last games we are getting to a better knowledge, to a better understanding, to a better balance between the different learnings, the different speeds and the different profiles and the different talents that we have here. So we believe that we are in a good moment, and we are showing that on the field. The results are just part of the process.
Despite the unfavorable result, Chattanooga FC had managed to generate significant impact in MLS Next Pro, enough so that they climbed to the top of the power rankings for the first time this season. LAFC 2 slides down into the 2nd spot. St. Louis City 2 reaches their highest ranking of the season so far at 3. Ventura County and Sporting Kansas City 2 round out the top 5. And while you can see the rest of the list here, you can check out all the moves and rationale on our website at MLSNextPro.com. I'm Michelle Montaigne. Until I see you again, enjoy the games.
Dale pues, mamá ya, muévete más loco como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
All right, MLS store, I need something fresh and clean. Let's see what you got. I need that in my size. So I like this. Cream on cream. The fit is cold. I'm ice cream. You like that?
New York Red Bulls return home to Red Bull Arena on Wednesday, May 29th to face Charlotte FC. You and your very four-legged friend can join us for our sports night. Come make use of dog-friendly sections located throughout the arena all night long. The first 2,500 fans can receive their very own New York Red Bulls bandana. Kickoff is set for 7:30 p.m. For tickets or more information, visit us at NewYorkRedBulls.com. Powered by Ticketmaster.
As we take a look back here at the highlights between New York Red Bulls 2 and FC Cincinnati 2. It was an exciting first half for the visitors as they lead here at the break here. Good ball forward, finding Castellano. Castellano would slot it back, would find the path of Ben Stitz. Stitz scored in the first game against New York Red Bulls and gets another one here to put his team on top. That goal coming in the second minute of the game. Cincinnati, they will continue to apply the pressure. Another good opportunity right there from Stitz, trying to go back post, but was stopped on the play by Stokes. How about Paul Walters making his debut for FC Cincinnati? A big save right there from the keeper who just returned from loan. Beautiful bending ball coming right here from Chirilla. It goes around the wall and right by Stokes for the second goal. That coming in the 28th minute for Cincinnati. Tablante attacking the end line. Good crossover, but smothered by Stokes. FC Cincinnati was the more dangerous of the two sides. Red Bulls did have an opportunity, and it's right there from Sofo. And once again, another solid stop by Paul Walters as we take a look at our opening half stats. 4 shots on target for FC Cincinnati, 2 for New York Red Bulls, both shots being saved by Walters. It's been a physical game. 12 fouls for the Red Bulls, 6 for FC Cincinnati. In total, we have 5 yellow cards in the opening half. So really, it's going to come down to composure here for the second half for New York Red Bulls as they try to get back in this one. They need to find a way to link together some passes as we take a look here at the upcoming schedule here in MLS Next Pro. Great games ahead for both these sides. You look at FC Cincinnati up next for them. They will host Inter Miami on Sunday at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, for New York Red Bulls up next for them Sunday, they will be hosting Philadelphia Union 2. Philadelphia Union 2 with a big win earlier today by a score of 3-1. They right now are atop of the table in the Eastern Conference. Both teams back out as we wait to begin the second half. Melinda Sapka in charge in the middle of the field today. Had a busy first half with the booking. So we will have a couple of subs for New York. Coming into the game will be Steven Serwada, and Serwada will come in for Aiden Jarvis. Serwada does have a goal on the season. Also coming in will be Tanner Rossborough. Rossborough will come in and he'll replace Sebufu. Sebufu off. Rossborough on. Rossborough, one of the youngest to appear in club history. You go back for him, the youngster scoring a tournament-winning goal in the U15's 2-1 win over CF Montreal back in 2023 U15 MLS Next Cup Final. Just 16 years old out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are underway once again from MSU Soccer Park in Montclair, New Jersey. New York Red Bulls 2 hosting FC Cincinnati as they look to get back into this game, trailing by 2. Josh Toll with you this evening as this is played out wide to Mir Daly. Daly pitching it forward, but unable to reach his intended target. Daly does have 3 goals on the year, is also a dangerous passer, has 3 assists for FC Cincinnati. Daly, his senior season at Duke, all ACC, had 4 assists. Kasule dispossessed of the ball. Won't deflect it around. Hard challenge right there, going up and over. And we're going to have a yellow card handed out right away to begin this second half against New York. See who it's officially given to for the Red Bulls. Hard challenge. So it's going to go against Dylan Sullivan.
Your attention, please. A second yellow card.
So this is his second yellow card. So now he is handed a red. And Red Bulls will be playing a man down for the remainder.
And your attention, please. Halftime substitutions for your New York Red Bulls 2.
So Sullivan will head off the field.
66, Tanner Rossborough.
And now Red Bulls playing in an even worse position with a man down against a team that can score.
And number 44, Aiden Jarvis.
So now plenty of space for Cincinnati to use. Not the response Ibrahim Sakaya wanted to see from his club coming out of the break. Sullivan was already sitting on that one yellow card, knew he had to be careful, and then in the opening minute of play, commits a second. Second and final meeting of the regular season between these two sides. Red Bulls went on the road and won 3-2 earlier this year. Now FC Cincinnati looking to get one in the Garden State. O'Connor, the captain. Looping ball forward, was looking for Sofo as it's headed down. Nice little chip pass on. Collision in the box, and this is going to go to a spot. So a penalty against, I believe it's going to go against Amir Daly. Good job there by Tanner Rossborough coming in, using his body to draw the foul. And now a chance for the Red Bulls to cut the lead to in half. Daly and company making an argument. They're not going to win it. So a chance here, a man down for Ibrahim Kasule to step up to the spot. Last week he had a goal from the PK spot. Looking to do it once again. He's connected on all 8 tries. Kasule looking for 3 straight games with a goal. Last season he went 7 straight with a goal for a club record. "20 years old, out of Uganda, looking to put his team on the scoreboard. Last year, MLS Next Pro Best 11, looking for that first goal. Walters awaits. Kasule converts. 5th goal of the season for Ibrahim Kasule. Back-to-back weeks scoring from the spot. Calm, cool, collected. Walters guesses the wrong way. Kasule makes FC Cincinnati pay for the mistake in the box. Amir Daly still arguing his case. It's great for New York Red Bulls too, after losing Dylan Sullivan, getting his 2nd yellow card of the game. Drawing the foul in the penalty area. Kasule converting. Sometimes all you need is that one moment that turns the tide. Flick back. Mangione. O'Connor. Sofo. Sofo, one of those 6 players with a yellow card. Dropped off, nice little give off right there, finding Omar Valencia. He has numbers inside. Goes to the top of the area as that pass is cut out by Schaefer. Solid play right there from Schaefer, who's played every minute this year. Tyrone Marshall had some really good things to say about Brian Schaefer in our interview earlier this week. He was talking about he's been the anchor of that back line, been consistent in getting the team through some shaky moments. Really just one of these players that continues to get better and better. Pushed on, but no one on the wing. Rossborough in pursuit. Chabert. Rossborough right on his hip. Julian Hall over to help as well. Able to win the ball back. Little step over by Hall. Drops it off to the top of the area. Sofo. I like the idea by Sofo, but just sends a daisy cutter right into the hands of Paul Walters. Gets it to that left foot. That was one that Walters could see all the way through. Well out with Stokes, and then he collides. Estrella out wide. Couldn't connect there with Sherwada, who subbed on at the break for Aiden Jarvis. Rossborough, the other one coming on for Frank Sebufu. Goals for FC Cincinnati coming in the opening half of play. The lone one here for New York Red Bulls just moments ago from the spot from Ibrahim Kasule's 5th of the season. He's now converted 9 of 9 penalty kicks in his career. Coming into the game, Red Bulls 3rd in the standings. Team right behind them, FC Cincinnati. FC Cincinnati wins this game, they'll leapfrog New York Red Bulls in the standings. Meanwhile, for Red Bulls 2, if they were somehow able to come out with a win, they'd be level with points with Philadelphia Union, who sits at the top of the table at the moment. 17 points on the year for New York Red Bulls. They will take on Philadelphia Union next week. That'll be a fun one on Sunday. Of course, the big one still to come here in MLS Next Pro is Carolina Corps' first ever home match on June 1st, when they will welcome in Huntsville City at Truist Point. Coverage for that game will begin at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on MLS Season Pass. Daly just heads this to himself, can get some space, little pass off, and a little tap in by Chirilla as he has a double on the day. Chirilla with a brace. Daly just playing this to himself, creates a little space. Chirilla just going and standing 3 yards in front of the goal line and just taps it in with ease. So the 17-year-old now has 4 goals on the season. Space to work with for FC Cincinnati with Red Bulls a man down. This portion of the match is brought to you by Hackensack Meridian Health. Control back in favor of the visitors. For Daly, that's his 4th assist of the season. Schaefer gets off Hall.
FC Cincinnati
to Blante.
Second of the game, scored in the 56th minute by number 77, Stefan Rashid. One, FC Cincinnati 2-3.
Back here, 42. 42. All the way back here. Sir, hey, 42.
Daly moving his way up the charts on the assists. Now with 4, leading the way is Gray of Chattanooga. Marcos Diaz of New England Revolution 2. He has 5 on the year. Jonathan Perez also with Ventura County with 5. Old Mitchell leads all goal scorers for New York Red Bulls, but not on the roster sheet today. Mitchell had a brace in the first meeting between these two sides. Scored 4 goals against Chicago. Daly cuts it back. Rossborough will give it up, looking for Kasule. Sent down by New York. Schaefer right at midfield. Benalcazar. Here's Stitz, who has a goal in the game, crosses it over. But right there is Estrella. Good idea right there on the through ball from Kasule, but unable to reach his intended target. Chested down. Even a man down, Sofo and company looking dangerous. Sullivan handed his second yellow card just 2 minutes into the second half. Since then, Red Bulls 2, a man down as this ball is pushed past midfield. Estrella, Valencia. Estrella in the circle. Nice soft touch right there by Trilla, but unable to get around the second defender and Aiden O'Connor. Now we'll have a substitution. Jeremy Santos will now make his debut for FC Cincinnati. Signed on Thursday. Comes over from Brazil. Played with Mineiro B. And we'll also have Mascaro will also come on for the Red Bulls. This ball driven forward. Headed back, trying to find Hall. Mascaro was the player playing the ball back who just subbed on. Who also subbing on the 18-year-old out of Ecuador. Also will come on for Kasule. Daly. To that right foot, trying to cut it back to his left. Hall waiting for some help. Rossborough. Valencia looking to tee it up maybe. Give and go action right there between Hall and Sofo.
Substitution for your New York Red Bulls to entering the match number 79, Rafael Bosca. Also entering the match number 50.
Chirilla looking for that hat trick. Chirilla!
Exiting the match number 34, Juan Gutierrez. And number 82, Ibrahim Kassoum. Substitutions remaining in the 60th minute.
Estrella. Nice ball forward for Hall. Hall stopped once again by Paul Walters. Well, Paul Walters having a fantastic debut here for FC Cincinnati. Take away the lone goal that came from the spot on a PK by Ibrahim Kassoum. He has been solid between the sticks. Walters, part of the academy, then went off to college at Northwestern before ultimately coming back to play professional soccer. Loaned for the first 2 months to Hartford Athletic of the USL Championship, and now back earlier this week from loan, and he has been terrific. He's 20 years old. Diagonal ball. Valencia, the intended target, over his Daly. Towards the end line goes Mosquera. This portion of the match is brought to you by your Tri-State Audi dealers. Valencia. Estrella. Valencia goes inside. Valencia. Hall looking to turn. Sofo to his left foot. Sofo! The shot from long range by Hall goes up and over. Might have been deflected. But still, even a man down. Red Bulls finding ways to be effective here in the final third. Great block there by Schaefer. Great second effort. Sent over, though, by Hall. Hall does have a goal on the season, that coming earlier in March against Inter Miami. Chop down. Sofo. Work his way inward. Rossborough. Estrella. Lehuaso. Valencia will switch sides. O'Connor. Sofo on the edge of the area. Oh, intended for Mosquera. Mosquera crossing. Talk about the development of this league all the time with these players and their advancement to Major League Soccer. How about a big week for Laurent Courtois going against his former club in Columbus Crew, the coach now of CF Montreal. As this ball is played out past the touchline. Saw some familiar faces who he coached in MLS Next Pro. Max Harfston getting the opening goal against his former club, Columbus Crew. Getting a dominant win, 3-1. Cole Moraka also coming on, making his MLS debut for the Crew. So the former coach of Columbus Crew 2 unable to get a win for the first team in CF Montreal. And you also look at Philadelphia Union's Jack McGlynn supplying a vital assist for Julian Carranzas. Goal to provide a lifeline for Union in its match against New York City FC. Lots of other action taking place in Major League Soccer in their match day 15 that involved MLS Next Pro players.
Your attention, please. FC Cincinnati 2 substitution. Entering the match, number 40, Alejandro Guido. Exiting the match, number 43, Jesus Castellano.
So Castellano will head off and Guido will come on. Alejandro Guido in his first year with the club after coming over from 3 years previous with San Diego Loyal. Veteran player in Guido, 30 years old. Also, the other unique thing here in MLS Next Pro, you have a lot of teenagers, some 16-year-olds that we're seeing, and Aiden Stokes, the keeper of New York Red Bulls, and then you see a 30-year-old in the case of Guido. A lot of different players in different areas of their professional career. Some just starting out, some bringing veteran presence, some down, in some cases just getting their work in. Others just looking to advance up and try to make their career in Major League Soccer. 4 goals in total have been scored today. Things got going in the second minute from Ben Stitz. Castellano with the assist on that goal. Trilla would get his first in the 28th minute. Then Kasule from the spot to begin the second half. That goal coming in the 50th minute. And then Trilla would get his second of the game. That coming in the 56th minute. Amir Daly with the assist on that goal. Man down here for New York Red Bulls as Dylan Sullivan headed off just a couple minutes in to the second half, given his second yellow card. It's going to be a crucial loss next week for Red Bulls as well as they take on Philadelphia Union 2, who's top of the table. Foul right there by Estrella on Mangione. Estrella's opening goal coming off a set piece, and it was a thing of beauty. This portion of the match is brought to you by Hospital for Special Surgery. Blante with the left foot sets up. The service in, right into the wall. The follow-up off the volley. Miami and Carolina Core set to kick off at 7 p.m. Later on, you also have the Town taking on LAFC2. That one will be at 8 p.m. Eastern. Ventura County will take on Real Salt Lake. That game will kick at 8 p.m. Eastern. Rapids 2 taking on Vancouver Whitecaps 2. That one will be at 8 p.m. as well. Earlier action today, Balloons getting the 3-1 victory over Tacoma Defiance. Meanwhile, Revs 2 falling at home to Philadelphia Union 2. And go back to yesterday, North Texas. Solid year, only one loss on the season as they took down Portland Timbers by a score of 2-1. Huntsville falling at home to Atlanta United 2. The defending champs getting a win, coming from behind. 5-4 over Sporting KC 2. So Estrella will go out and Davi Alexandre will come on.
Number 91, Bento Estrella. The substitution made in the 74th minute.
Ball played to the top there. A nice little dummy ball to Blante. Guido to midfield. Schaefer. Lofted ball to Blante on the touchline. Mangione. Grab of the jersey right there by Srawada, and that's going to draw the whistle. Trillo with a brace in the game for FC Cincinnati. Another goal scorer, Ben Stitz, he's been subbed off in the game. 4 goals now on the season for Trilla. 3 goals for Stitz. Ibrahim Kasuli, the lone goal scorer for the Red Bulls. He's been subbed off. He's scored in 3 straight now. Top of the area, nice slotted pass. That's going to find its way through for the 4th goal of the game for FC Cincinnati. Nothing Stokes could do about that, as FC Cincinnati just found the space to work with. And they make the Red Bulls pay. Beautiful slotted ball out wide. Stokes tried to get the kick save, unable to get his foot to it. Moises Tablante with the goal for FC Cincinnati, his 2nd of the season. FC Cincinnati's Tyrone Marshall talked about getting payback, and his team has done just that on the road. Red Bulls playing a man down for basically this entire second half. Chipped up, Daly back. Found from behind right there. It was Guido. FC Cincinnati looking for their 3rd road win of the season. If it wasn't for that one mistake in the box, New York Red Bulls would not have a goal on the scoreboard. It's the foul by Amir Daly in the box that led to the kick from the spot from Kasule. FC Cincinnati now looking for their 5th straight win in this span, outscoring their opponents 14-4 during that time. FC Cincinnati off to their best start in a season coming into the game, and that trend will continue. 16 points on the year, as they'll look to have 19 after this one is all said and done. Meanwhile, for the first time this season, Red Bulls 2 will most likely be handed back-to-back losses unless they can find a miracle and get 3 goals. Valencia going long. Mosquera chipping it forward. What a difference a year makes. Last year, Red Bulls 2, 3rd fewest goals allowed. This year, they've allowed 21 goals on the season now. Valencia. Mosquera at the end line. Trilla try and get a call, and now we will get a late whistle. Alejo also committing the foul for the Red Bulls. Mangione. Guido. Mangione down the line, has numbers inside. Mangione, a chance here on the shot, that's blocked aside. Well, Santos, he wanted that goal in his debut. Talking with Tyler Marshall about Santos, really excited for him. Just had a couple sessions with him, but really feel that he's going to be someone that's going to really electrify this team and really get on the score sheet. Has good qualities, a really good footballer out of Brazil. Still really integrating himself into the group here right now, but they feel they got a good one in Santos. Mosquera slots it through for Valencia, cuts it back. Schaefer denying the entrance. Right there, trying to dart right through with Serwada. Rossborough. Serwada. Valencia wanted to play that quickly, but we'll come back for a restart. Three teams right now with one loss on the season. Philadelphia Union 2. They will take on Red Bulls 2 next weekend. North Texas and St. Louis also with just one loss. St. Louis now unbeaten in their last 7. It's amazing the different runs. You'll see different clubs go on. Right now, one of those clubs on a solid run. FC Cincinnati looking for their 5th straight win. Walters will scoop this. We have a player down behind. It's Mangione, that's a player down. Mangione in his first season out of Penn State. 2-time Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. At 31 goals, 16 assists with the Nittany Lions. Already in his first professional season, he has 2 goals and 2 assists as he'll limp off the field. Up next for FC Cincinnati, they'll host Inter Miami Sunday at 7 p.m. Red Bulls mentioned a moment ago, they will take on Philadelphia Union 2. They will host Philly. That one will be at 5 p.m. Eastern. Of course, you can't forget about Carolina Corps' first ever home match coming on June 1st when they welcome in Huntsville City at Truist Point. Coverage will begin at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, only on MLS Season Pass. Both teams now just looking to get out of this unscathed. The score was 2-0 at the break. Then you have the immediate card handed out to Dylan Sullivan to begin this second half. The score remained 2-1, and then we would go to the PK spot as Kasule would convert, and then things would unravel from there for Red Bulls. So Nick Samway is now in as Mangione will go off. With this win today, too, you also look at FC Cincinnati will now leapfrog New York Red Bulls in the standings. So FC Cincinnati will move up to third with 19 points. And Red Bulls will fall to fourth as they will remain with 17 points. Hall. Nice move to, not going to call the foul on Gibert. Good effort, though, right there by Julian Hall. Right now, your top teams in the Eastern Conference, Philadelphia, sitting with 20 points at the top of the table. Right behind them, Chattanooga also with 20 points. Then FC Cincinnati, then New York Red Bulls, and right behind them, Columbus Crew with 15 points on the year. Sawada. O'Connor out wide. Sofo, little slip ball to Hall. Hall trying to draw the foul. He's not going to get one this time. Ibrahim Kasule, for what it's worth, 3 straight games with a goal. Last year he scored in 7 straight, which is a club record. Converted every one of his PK attempts, now 9 of 9. I have to wonder what would have happened if Dylan Sullivan would have never been sent off in this game. Valencia. Sofo. Sofo to that right, and now FC Cincinnati will just wait for the amount of stoppage time that'll be added on before they improve to 6 wins on the season and 19 points. Moving to third in the standings. Big win last week against Columbus Crew 2, getting their first clean sheet of the season. And you go to that one mistake in the box that led to the penalty. This game should probably be a clean sheet for FC Cincinnati 2. Paul Walters was terrific in his debut. Walters had 2 clean sheets with Hartford Athletic before returning to FC Cincinnati. Was on loan for the first 2 months of the season. All out to Tablante. Tablante has the 4th goal for FC Cincinnati. Headed up. Santos got his head to it, but couldn't angle it down. I don't know if that was to Santos or Daly, but either way, a good-looking pass there by Tablante. Hard to believe still that Red Bulls 2 have not won yet at home on the season. Better road record, 4 wins on the road. Meanwhile, for FC Cincinnati, this will be their 3rd road win of the year to match their home total. Cincinnati continue that trend of their best start in club history, now with 19 points in their first 10 games. that FC Cincinnati, as they'll have won 5 straight now, outscoring their opponents 14-4 in that time. Last year, defensive troubles for Cincinnati. This year, not the case. Valencia. Santos goes outside. FC Cincinnati will just let some time run off the clock. Sofo down behind the play. Patience here by FC Cincinnati. Know that they have this one in the bag. New York Red Bulls waving the white flag. Trilla with the brace in the game. 4 goals on the season now. Ben Stitz with the opening goal. He has 3 goals on the season. Moises Tablante in his first year after coming over from Orlando City B. He now has 2 goals on the season. Kasule, he has 5 goals on the year for New York Red Bulls with his goal here today. 19 goals on the season now for Red Bulls 2. It's 20 for FC Cincinnati on the year. A couple players rolled up. Serrato was the one that got the worst of it. Santos was on the bottom. Serrato got rolled over. Luckily, it looks like Serrato is going to be able to get up, and he's going to be all right. That yell made it sound a lot worse than what it was. Good to see him walk off. Santos coming over. Nothing intentional from Santos. Things getting even more physical here late. O'Connor not happy, getting dragged to the ground. And once again, it's Santos involved. And Santos this time will be handed a yellow. Connor, the captain, letting Guido know his displeasure.
Your attention, please. A yellow card has been assessed. FC Cincinnati to number 46, Yermin Santos da Silva. In the 90th minute.
Maybe a late opportunity, and that will be dissolved as it'll be scooped up by Paul Walters, and FC Cincinnati will go on the road to get their revenge against New York Red Bulls, taking this game by a score of 4-1. A dominant performance in the second half, largely due to the fact that Dylan Sullivan was handed that second yellow card in the start of this second half. As we take a look at today's man of the match, and it is Stefan Trilla of FC Cincinnati. And this is presented to you by Adidas. A beautiful bending ball right there on the set piece. That goal coming in the 28th minute. A thing of beauty. And here, Daly slots it over, and an easy tap in for Trilla. His second of the day as he finishes with a brace. An all-around great game for FC Cincinnati. Stitz with a goal, and then Tablante would close things out with a goal in the 77th minute for FC Cincinnati. How about the brace right there for the youngster, giving his side the win over New York Red Bulls. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Josh Toll. Once again, our final score is FC Cincinnati 4, New York Red Bulls 1. Don't forget you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.